I am Oza, the storyteller. Rainbow Sprinkle then soon started to respond and then started to walk out into battlefield because he knew that evil humans were trying to take out his fellow man. So he started to run around in the building and then ducked down and then looked. He seen an enemy, but then he soon disappeared, and then ran out and then seen some guy and shot him, but then fell and died to death. Then sensed forehand then dropped down and killed himself because he knew he couldn't survive, and then Rainbow Sprinkle respawned and started to move around again. Didn't see an enemy, but then got shot down and dead as he fell. Moradon then looked around and knew that room was cleared, he said with smiles, and then came back and responded, and soon Rainbow Sprinkle did as well, and then seen Armestrad, and then started to, but then time limit reached and then it failed.
And then time was reached and then failed.
Then everyone in venue sort of looked at their own marks and seen everything was good. Everyone here had big happy smiles because they knew that they were going to fight and invade and to try to eliminate all evil humans. Excess Cuba Steve then thought, hey, Rainbow Sprinkle has point, and then took it in with smiles as he thought that he too could beat or become an evil human invader. Scuba Steve knew that in his life, a day like this would come where he and his fellows would soon save his good people at home that gave him love and emotion when he left off to go to wars, and then said, don't worry, family, I will come back and rename my honor and glory, he said with smiles. Hoffman Bikes didn't think so because he knew that it wouldn't be too great because war is scary and dark and full of dead. Then we were set up and the SAS came in and then they said, hey guys, we must clear out all evil Russian humans because they are good. Then Rainbow Sprinkle soon picked up Flash and threw it on ground and seen that people were hit and didn't know why and shot Beans in back because he thought he was evil human. Then he killed Rainbow Sprinkle because he did not like him. Soon Hoffman Pike was walking through, then went behind Tank and said, I are gonna go snipe people, but then ran because he knew someone else was there. He then ducked down and looked around with this, and then stood up and looked around with his sniper rifle to make sure that if there were any evil humans that he was sniped with headshot scope that had no in it. Hoffman soon started to walk closely and stood still and then took aim and fired. He thought he had instant kill, but then Rainbow Sprinkle went right in front of him and said, hey Hoffman, what are you doing? And then Hoffman killed him because he thought he was evil human invader. Hoffman then started to look around and then suddenly Rainbow Sprinkle just responded and said, hey, where did my best buddy Hoffman go? And started to run down frantically through battlefield and then seen Hoffman and started to walk towards him and said, hey, where are you going? But then Hoffman ran away. Hoffman soon then started to run down into ditch and then soon to see if there were evil human invaders and he could set up shop. He was then getting shot at and then he died and then he bled at ground. Sorry life, why you deceive me? And then Rainbow Sprinkle died because he was trying to help his friend. L522 was running around, frantically searching, while the rest of his teammates respawned, and then Ungodly Scope was looking and giving cover to Beans 9912 because he knew that if there were no teammates, there are no wins, and then Scuba Steve killed Rainbow Sprinkle with Rocket. Soon Hoffman was in building, ready to snipe people, and then Rainbow Sprinkle was there to help him and give him cover, but then he died because enemy bullets came and it penetrated his body. He fell to the ground with a frowny face. Soon Ungodly Scope said, I will avenge you, bro, and then started to run around with the sniper rifle and then started to jog, but then got sniped and fell to ground dead. Soon Rainbow Sprinkle said, I have to do this for freedom, and then he got up and ran like fast as wind and then ducked down near a truck. He then took out his pistol and walked into a building to see if there are any evil Humble invaders because he knows that if mission failed, then he soon seen his few teammates and ran, but then got shot, but survived enough that he could bleed over and walk to the other side of the canyon. He then soon started running, trying to find the evil enemy sniper because he know that that infidel must be put down because he could kill the rest of the teammates and seen somebody walk through the bridge. He then started to run up and made sure that it was not full of enemy people because he knew that. And then he found somebody and stabbed him, but then was shot down like hero he is. AL522 ran in building and then Rainbow Sprinkle respawned and then started to run around to make sure that there are no enemy humans and make sure that everyone was safe and happy. Then Ungodly Scope came and started shooting at enemy, but then was dead like Rainbow Sprinkle. They knew that they had failed, and then when he went down, Ungodly Scope said, I will be avenged, and then he said with happy smiley face and then died. Rainbow Sprinkle then seen AL522 again and said, hey bro, what is up? I am right behind you. AL522 said nothing, but then got flashed in face and then said, hey, help me, bro, I need help. And then Rainbow Sprinkle said, don't worry, bro, I will help. But as I said, he fell to ground. Rainbow Sprinkle looked sad at his person and then died because his enemy killed him. Rainbow Sprinkle then reappeared and said, OMG, we are dying, we are losing fight, and then started to run, but then Rocket came and blew him to smithereens. He then respawned again and then started to wander about to see if anybody he knew was still existing, and he seen Hoffman, but then was shot down again by enemy helicopter. Soon he came back and then seen enemy helicopter and started to shot at it, but then seen the helicopter got frayed and started to fly away, and then was Rainbow Sprinkle then fell to ground as he was sniped in face. People soon were around him getting dead and noticed that everyone on his team was losing and dying and was not happy. Soon Hoffman was sniping and he says with big fat frowny face, I don't scare. I will take out evil enemy humans, and then ran off into the night. That was like the night sky. He then went back into the building with his pistol and soon looked around to see if there are any enemies because he knew that sniping was a really serious job and that if anybody came they would probably kill him. He looked really sad at ground because he knew that his teams needed him and that if they didn't help, then he soon started to walk thinking about this and walked down the stairs but didn't at the same time, then to look down but then went back into the same room. He took out a sniper rifle and started to look and to see if there were enemy peoples, and then he looked at Rainbow Sprinkle but then killed him because he thought he was enemy human. The SAS were starting to lose, but then they knew that Jesus would come and help them. The end. Yay!
That was bad.